Please subscribe my YouTube channel.
Previously, we added all of the UI part to this navigation drawer. Now, the first question that arises is what about the content which will be displayed alongside this navigation drawer, right? And how are we going to display a list of songs on the main screen? Also, how can we change the screen when an item on a navigation drawer is clicked? Let's discuss how to achieve this and also get to know what fragments are and how are they different from activities. So, fragments, right? What are they and how can we use them in our project? In technical terms, a fragment represents a behavior or a portion of user interface in an activity. In many ways, they resemble and echo the functionality of activities. Imagine you are an activity and you have got a lot on your plate. The developer expects you to do this stuff and then do this stuff simultaneously. And then he also expects you to do these couple of stuff when you are 90% finished with the first task. I mean, it's a complete mess. So one day what you do is you employ your own mini-me's and you assign them tasks to do for you in exchange for money. That is what a relationship is between an activity and a fragment. You can combine multiple fragments in a single activity to build a multi-pane UI and reuse a fragment in multiple activities. You can think of a fragment as a modular section of an activity which has its own life cycle and receives its own input events and also which you can add or remove while the activity is running. Sort of like a sub activity that you can reuse in different activities. Alright, so let's jump into it. Let's start making our fragment. We are going to move to our layout folder and then to our app underscore bar underscore main.xml file. So in it, you would see here that we have text which says hello world and then here is a pink colored button. So let's delete this button first. This is what makes this button. It's a floating action button. Let's delete this whole code. And also you would see here that here is a include tag which says @layout underscore content main. Let's open our content main file. And you would see here that here is a text view and here is a hello world. So that means that this content is directly linked to our app underscore bar underscore main.xml file. And we are linking this to the include tag. So we don't want the hello world to be displayed. So let's delete it. Alright, so nice and clean. So let's start with the relative layout tag. So I'm going to initialize a relative layout tag at the top. So let's say relative layout and the width and the height would be match parent. Let's cut this closing tag of the relative layout and paste it below this closing tag of app bar layout. Alright, it's time for us to make a fragment tag. To do that, we are going to start off with a opening angular bracket and then we'll write fragment. The width of the fragment would be match parent and so will be the height. Let's assign it with an ID. Let's name it details underscore fragments. Not grament but fragment. Alright. And the next thing that we want to do is close this fragment tag. We are going to self close it. Alright. Now you would see here that the fragment is occupying the whole screen, but we want it to occupy a certain part of screen. That means that we want it to occupy the screen below the app bar layout or the toolbar. So let's assign an ID to the app bar layout first. We'll name this app bar layout. And then we are going to push this fragment down by introducing the layout below attribute. The value that goes here will be the app bar layout ID, like so. And so the fragment has been pushed down. That is it for this video. In the next video, we'll actually move on to code our content screen and the navigation drawer screen, and also we are going